If you've ever had to cut much S-Lock, then you know using these is a pain in the ass. Bulldogs are pricey now, so here's a quick tip for you. These can make very short work of cutting S-Locks. It can be a guilty pleasure shopping at Harbor Freight. Here's some HVAC usefuls. They're by no means a must-have, but they're nice to haves, and they're cheap enough to haves. These step bits are awesome. When engineers put the damn things in a wrong spot, or knockouts that are impossible to knock out, these things save the day. These used to be way more helpful when I had a hex shank. They just fit right into my impact, keep the smaller ones in my tool bag. Now they just have a smooth bit, which is still handy for the drill. You can never go wrong by owning a wire wheel. These little calipers are great for getting precise measurements. And it's a bummer they don't have the magnets that I showed in the previous video, but these magnets have a 65-pound hold. These should work great in holding your door switches. They also have these little 99-cent magnets. These over time will chip and eventually break, but they are strong enough to hold the door switch in. And they're only 99 cents for 2 of them. In addition to cutting bolts and locks that people's lost the keys to, these things are great at cutting S-locks. How many times have you dropped a screw or a bolt down somewhere, or even a tool down where you can't reach it? These are great for recovery. And these, obviously, speak for themselves. They're empty. They have sold out of these, but I keep one in my pocket. These are a great little rechargeable flashlight. They're bright enough for what we do, and small enough to keep on your person. These alligator clip test leads, these are probably the closest to a must-have for what we do. Over time, they disappear, and sometimes I got to replenish my stock. I've been in several situations where some heat shrink tubing has came in handy. 120 different pieces, 5 different sizes. And last but not least, the Circuit Detective. These are great for detecting breakers. They also used to have a cable tracker, but I don't see that they carry it anymore. Now while this is made for receptacles, we can use it to locate our equipment breakers as well. I'll show you how. You can take little test leads. I'm sure this is not recommended, so I'm not recommending this. I'm just saying this can be done. Then use some electrical tape to help hold them in place and to help prevent you from accidentally getting shocked by touching the wrong part of it. Another tip when you're using electrical tape, tear off a little bit long and then fold it over on itself. Anytime you're going to need to take that back off in the future, then you have a little tab that you don't have to fight with. One to ground, you connect the other to power. Always use a voltmeter to make sure you're only applying 120 volts to this. Flip one lead to ground, put the other lead up here onto the power. See some sparkage. The light will come on. Take your tool, turn it on, run it down every breaker. It's going to beep on several different ones that's sharing the same leg. After you run it across all of them, take it back through, run it over them again. Whichever one had the strongest signal is going to be the one right there. I've had this for about 4 years. Replaced the battery one time, I think. But it's another nice tool to add to your arsenal if you don't already have one.